And there we go. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Shaken Up Show, episode 1. My name is Mikey, and that music is a bit loud in my ear. How is everybody doing? Let us know in chat. Let us know on Twitter at officialberry AFC, pretty much everywhere. But my name is Mikey. You are watching the Shaken Up Show. You're watching episode 1 of our brand new series, and the work that has gone into this show is unreal. We've seen some insane graphics from your boy Ben. You know, the guys, Johnny, everybody behind the scenes have made this absolutely possible, which has been really difficult for us to do given what we have been doing. But with lockdown upon us, we are forced to adapt and adapt. We shall. But welcome to the Shaken Up Show. My name is Mikey. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm the social media manager for Berry AFC, along with a ton of other people at this point. You know, I joined AFC back in July 28th. It's been an epic journey so far. I appreciate every single shaker in the chat. I appreciate everyone who's hung out with us, who has tweeted with us, who has interacted with us. Every single time I have seen a post from you guys, I have seen it, I've interacted with it, and I've enjoyed and loved every single minute of it. Apologies for the slight delay on the stream. It turns out that technical difficulties, well, you can't live without them. But we are live. We are here. The Shaken Up Show. It is going to be eventful. I appreciate you guys in the chat. We have got 2 special guests with us tonight. We have got someone who I'm going to reveal a little bit later. And we have got Mr. Adam McWilliam, who is one of the players for Berry AFC. He's our first ever signing. A Scottish masterpiece, as I like to call him. He is absolutely incredible. He will be with us very, very soon. But should we get under it? Should we get on with it? I think we should get on with it. Let us know wherever you are watching. You know, if you're watching on the Up the Shakers forum, we have embedded the stream there for you guys. We were unable to embed it on the website, but we couldn't figure that out. If you're interacting with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, welcome. It's nice to speak to you. You guys are amazing. But without further ado, let's get our first guest on the show as we get underway. You know, thank you guys for interacting with us. Thank you for hanging out with us. And let's introduce Adam McWilliam in just a second. How's it going, Adam? And your mic is muted. Bear with us, you guys. Everybody is very new to Discord. We're still learning how it works. So it won't be perfect. We already know this. As
there we go. Is that better? Oh,
absolute Adam. No mute from you. How's your day going, sir?
Yeah, it's been very good, to be fair. Yeah, it's been really good. You know, it's still kind of tough. I've got quite a few people on furlough, but I'm lucky to still be working. So yeah, busy one, but it's good.
Okay. Well, before we delve into your other stuff, you just mentioned you're working. What do you work as?
So I'm a school partnership officer for Manchester United and the Manchester United Foundation.
All right. As you do. We have got a number of questions, as I've just messed up the cameras yet again. We've got a few things sort of set up for us. And I just want to say a huge thank you for getting involved as this week's Player of the Week. Hanging out with us, you know, making that playlist yesterday. The abysmal playlist that everybody hated. You and Justin Bieber over there. Just was not happening for you, was it?
On Discord, oh my word. I thought I'll throw a few modern songs, a few older songs to try and hit a wide range of generations, but no, I just seem to piss everyone off, to be honest. Hey, I like them.
Well, you like them. That is all that matters. But for those of you who don't know who Adam McWilliam is, I just want to introduce who you are, where you're from, what your position is, and just give us a brief introduction to the man known as Adam McWilliam.
Yes, I'm Adam. I'm from Scotland, a very small town, like a very, very small town in the countryside, just outside of Lawrence Kirk, probably closest to Montrose. that people know, but even in Manchester, still no one knows where Montrose is. It's northeast between Dundee and Aberdeen. Grew up there, spent my whole life there. Mum and dad lived in the countryside, which I absolutely loved. With my brother as well, and then took the big step to move to Southampton for a coaching job, and I loved it down there. I really did, but opportunity came on to work for a club like United, and yeah, it was exciting. Of course, a bit closer to home, but as a player, centre midfielder or a forward player, kind of try and play in as many positions as I can do. Played a bit wide as well, but it's one of them. Gaffer says play there. It's one of them. You play there, don't you? So yeah, that's me.
Okay, so how did you get into football? Because obviously you just mentioned that you ended up with a coaching job. But how did you actually end up getting into football and playing for clubs?
I was really lucky. Mum and dad and my brother was like support like everything that I've ever done. Whether it was loads of different sports, and football was the one. I mean, I got taken to everything, anything that I wanted to when I was younger, and football was the one that stuck mainly, the one that I just loved, and turned out to be okay at it. So when you're good at something, you tend to enjoy it more because you get success out of it. And playing with dad, brother in the garden, then grew into playing with the school, and you start to make friends at school playing it, and then before you know it, you're joining a team. So yeah, it was exciting that side. Joined a grassroots team. My friend's dad started coaching it, and we ended up doing really well as a team. And yeah, I just stuck with it. I just absolutely fell in love with it. And over the years, I realised it wasn't something that I was going to do professionally. But I still had such a big passion for football, and I was realised that even though I might not be a professional football player full time, I still want it in my life, and I still want to try and wake up every single day and go to work thinking about football. And I'm really lucky that I get to do that every single day as well. Still play for an amazing club like Bury AFC.
Okay, so you've had quite a journey there, to be fair. What sort of when you initially sort of got into football and you started playing at these clubs, what were the clubs that you played for? And take us through that journey really of getting to towards Bury AFC.
I don't know who the player of the week next week, but I'm sure if you pick up Manchester lad, all the guys are like, oh, I know him, I know him. Warner, none of these will know any of these teams. None of these will know any of them. They're all small towns in Scotland, but I started off with Brecon Boys Club, then went to Dundee Football Club. Well, you might have heard of Dundee Football Club. Down in Manchester, played there for a good 6-7 years. I was at them for working through all the way up to under about 17s, and went to Montrose. Then had a brief spell at Cove Rangers, who were a high league team at the time. Then I went back to Montrose, and before I moved down to Southampton, I was playing a bit for Stonehaven and Montrose Rosalie, just local teams in and around the area, and then moved to Southampton. And if I'm being honest, I wasn't really thinking about playing when I went to Southampton. I was just focused on the job and making sure I had a really good impact on my work and Southampton Football Club when I went down there. But I was really missing it. I'm not gonna lie. Even at 23, I was at the time. I was missing it massively, and people kept saying, "You're still young. Play for as long as you can. You'll regret it when you're older." So yeah, one of the guys at the football club played for a team called AFC Taunton. Some great people down there. Still some great players, and yes, I'm there, and things kind of took off from there. To be honest, it was a really successful time, and we did really well. And from then, obviously moving to Manchester, I kind of came to Manchester with the same approach of just wanting to make things and focus on work and make the best positive start that I could at United, and really focus on that. And then I thought, obviously with COVID thrown in, finding a team's going to be almost impossible. And then seen the Gaffer, and he got the job. And I knew him from obviously on my A licence, knew him from that. So I just literally pinged him a message saying, "Oh, Gaff, congratulations on the job, and we should meet up for a coffee just to meet up, because I didn't know anyone down in Manchester." And he was almost like, "Fuck off, eh? Come on, you free on Monday night to come and training." So yeah, and I literally just spiraled from there to turn out to be I think I was the only one that was destined to sign first. So yeah, no, I was very fortunate and very humbled to be the first ever signing. So football wise, that's me. It's not been massively glamorous. Everywhere I've gone, I've just tried to work hard and do the best that I can for that team. And yeah, without a doubt, Bury AFC is probably the biggest club I've played for so far.
Okay, so Bury AFC, right? So your first ever signing. So is there anything specific that stands out to you as maybe a career highlight other than Bury AFC? Because obviously we all know Bury AFC is like you've spoke several times, or your initial tweet was like you're so honoured to be part of Bury AFC as the first signing, and you've just alluded to it there. Is there any other like specific career highlights that you're like, oh, really glad I did that?
For me personally, it's got to be winning the league. Whenever you win a league, whenever you win trophy, that's why you play because you love it, but you love winning. You offer me right now, you can still play football, Adam, but you're gonna get beat every game. I'd probably retire tomorrow. So you play because you win, because you want to win, and winning the league with Cove was special. I think the way in which we did it, it's almost fairy tale in the sense that we needed to win by 5 goals on the last day of the season. It was a Monday night game because of fixtures getting cancelled left, right, and centre. It was a Monday night game. The other team that were potentially going to win the league, they all came to watch because they were expecting us to win, but not win by 5. We'll go 3-0 up at half time, and we're thinking, Jesus, we've got a chance here. And then it goes 3-2, and you're thinking we'll still win the game, but it's out. And then we managed to win the game 7-2 and win by 5 goals and to win the league. And it was almost the last kick of the game. It was a very special night and one that I definitely won't forget.
Okay, so you've had so much success in your career. It is sort of it's really amazing to see. So surely everyone has success. Everyone also has, well, I don't want to say fail. Fail's not the word. But everyone has that one thing that everybody laughs at you about. So come on, spill the tea, sister. What is your drama?
The moment that stands out was, so I signed I'm a community coach from Montrose at the time. I'm working with the kids. I started I'm working with some of the youth academy players and younger players as well. Signed for Montrose with the first team. It's buzzing. It was a whole community, and I was in the first team, and I was young at the time, and I was proper buzzing with it. I'm on the bench. I'm getting the old couple of stretches, let's just stand and watch the game. See the gaffer looking over, so then you pretend to give it that. Oh, I'm warming up, gaff. And yeah, there's as you know, there's only three subs allowed to warm up at the time, and there's 3 of us out there, and I just see the gaffer, who was Paul Heggie at the time, Dundee United legend, calling back, Adam. He calls me back, and as I'm running back, there's kids that I work with standing on the side, and I'm giving them high fives. They're like, "Oh, good luck, Adam." I'm like, "Hey, don't worry, I'll smash it. Don't worry." Giving them high fives and everything. As I get to the gaffer, I take my bib off, and he just looks at me and goes, "What are you doing, mate?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm not coming on." He's like, "No, we're only allowed 3 subs. Sit down and send someone else out to warm up."
Oh no!
I've just stood there, and obviously where the Links Park is, there's the stands in the back of it behind the. It's not like a Radcliffe where there's 2 stands at either end of the goal. It's right behind the dugout. Of course, you can imagine the pelt I was getting. The more I think about it, the worse it is. The fact that I was high-fiving kids as I'm going down, and yeah, that was a tough point, but I bounced back.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think can you imagine if this man was on the enemy team with Bury AFC fans up? I can just imagine it. It.
The Bury AFC fans are they're savage. They absolutely do. I'm buzzing up signing for AFC for more than one reason, but another reason is I wouldn't want to play against our fans. They're outstanding.
I feel that. I also would not want to be on the wrong side of AFC fans. We've been there. We've done that. We can't do banter. We've learnt that. And yeah. So, what was it that attracted you to Bury AFC in the general? So, like, what drew you in, and you know, what are your thoughts on the fans and, you know, on Mr. Andy Welsh himself?
First, going on the Gaffer, he is outstanding. I think for non-league, it's so hard to. And I'm not just saying this come watching a game, but it's so hard for fans to almost appreciate what a manager does and Phil and the rest of the team does at non-league, because they don't see it every day. It's not on Sky Sports News every day, and it's not publicised all the time, and it's so hard to see that success. But to be able to bring a team together in the time that we all had, like, not just the behind the scenes, which bringing the club together was an incredible feat itself, but to bring the team together in the way that they did and the quality that we did. And I think that what the Gaffer has done in the standard of training, it's intense. We're worked hard, but it's proven that. And you look at Steaton, 90-minute winner, almost the last minutes of the game. Fitness levels are good. Chrissy Holt pops up in the last game because our fitness levels are good. With 9 men, we're still able to go and compete. So, the standard training from the Gaffer has been outstanding, and the opportunity to play with him. And I seen him coaching on the A licence. Yeah, that was when I first kind of met him. And you seen him coach, and you think I wouldn't mind being his player. And then the opportunity came up. It was an absolute no-brainer. And then, as I said, in terms of playing in front of the fans, it's what you want to do. It's one of them. You're playing non-league. You're not gonna, money-wise, it's it's almost irrelevant. When you're playing non-league, you're not putting it's not your only source of income. You're not relying on it. So money's not a factor. It's the fact that you can play in front of the fans. And yeah, if I'm being honest, obviously being injured, it's been tough. Being on sidelines, but no, I'm absolutely desperate to get back, and no, it does mean a lot.
Okay, so first of all, was not laughing at you. Apologies.
No, not
just
I can
cutting
see
off
the
camera then.
I can see I'm typing away. I can tell you getting your knuckles wrapped for something.
I'm like, so we have something planned for later on in the show that has now kind of half been leaked. It was covering like half of my cam, and then I looked at chat and was like, oh, I just have to try and fix that. So GG's, first time round, we get these mistakes in early, don't we? But nevertheless, so you were just talking about how you have been injured and things. So, speaking more on your Bury AFC career so far, what are the lads like? What are the team like? Is there any changing room bromances that we all need to know about?
If I'm being honest, there's loads. I think just as I together, and that's one of the biggest things I was saying about Andy bringing the team together. It's not just a case about bringing 16, 18, whatever many boys we've got, quality players. It's, can the players gel? Can they get on? And the fact that we've been able to do that so quickly and so successfully, it's a testament to not only, as I say, the coach team for bringing them in, but the boys ourselves. I think we've got to take a bit of a pat on the back and the togetherness. I don't know if you guys see that from the outside looking in. I don't know if you guys see the togetherness that we've got, but as I say, when I first turned up to my first training session, I didn't know anyone. I didn't know a soul. There's maybe a couple of boys that knew all of each other from playing in the same kind of leagues, and you hear names and things like that, but apart from that, there's not like 6-7 boys that have all came from the same club. Obviously, you've got a couple that came from Ossett now, Greaves, etc. But apart from that, we've all came from different places and different clubs, and we're all got the same goal. So, obviously, I've got my boy Scotty, who skipper, who I car school with. We've done that from day one. Aaron Dwyer's joining us now. Now he's 100% back from injury, but yeah, me and Scotty are. I say we meet up most weekends. I've been there to watch his wee man play as well. He's got a young son who plays football who's outstanding. He's Rio. So I've gone down to watch his games a couple of times, and as I say, the togetherness in the whole squad is just it's brilliant. We've got a really good group, and but it's one of them we keep saying it's only a good group when you're winning games, and hopefully if we keep winning, it'll continue to be that.
Yeah, I suppose winning and losing is great, and we very AFC fans know more than many about the losing side of things. But the one thing that very AFC fans and very fans across the board have really sort of been through is they've been through some hell, like they've been through to sort of hell and back, etc. So it's kind of like, yeah, even through the tough times, even I remember our first loss and we were like, do you know what? We didn't even care. We were just so happy to have football back. As much as we want to be top of the league and, being very careful of what I say because, can't banter. It's one of them where you have to celebrate the losses, you have to celebrate the wins, because you have to celebrate the fact you're just playing football and have football going on. But if you think about sort of moving to the future, what are your main sort of goals?
I'll say that to win the league, I say from now till the end of the season, we want to win every single game. Whether it's possible, whether we're not being arrogant about it in the sense that we expect to, but we go into every single game thinking that we've got a big chance of winning this because of the quality of players that we've got and because of the togetherness in the squad and the Gaffer side of it, and we know what's expected of us. So yeah, for me, it's got to be winning the league. That's it. We also want to do well in cups, but obviously the one cup that COVID hasn't affected, we, as you say, we're out of, which was a big hit. But I think it's testament to the boys the way they recovered from that and went on to win the first game of the season or the next game. But yeah, no, I think if COVID hadn't killed it, we'd still potentially. I know that junior what non-leagues like. Sometimes you can be in 6 cups and you're just playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, which potentially it could be because of COVID. Because the month off, could be back to that, which I'm loving, to be honest. I'm looking forward to. All the boys are. We want to play games. Yeah, no, it's that's the biggest thing is winning the league. That's what you want. You want to try and have a bit of silverware. And one thing that was biggest kind of surprise about that loss was the fans' reaction and the way that you're so positive and every single Bury fan I've spoke to so far and Bury AFC fan, it's as long as you give 100%, they don't mind mistakes. Give the ball, but as long as you work hard to win it back, and that's kind of the mentality in that. And we've seen that in the game that we lost, and now it's just now our job that's the bare minimum, and it's our job now to put a bit of magic on the ball and try and win some games as well while we're at it.
Yeah, I think we really managed to see that. We've seen the spirit of the squad. Look at that last game, the drama of that game. I think I was gonna have a heart attack by the end of that. But we have seen the spirit of the squad, and the spirit is amazing, and it's been amazing to talk to you. We are gonna cut to a short break, but don't go anywhere because we will be back with a very special guest just after this. We will be right back.
Hello. I can't turn down the noise, tear all the worries out of my mind. About who I'm supposed to be, I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away, they were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? So we just spoke about to Adam McWilliam, our player of the week. Absolutely incredible person that he is. And I've just realized I'm still sat on the intermission screen, so GG's, it's all going great, guys. But did anybody hear that hello? Did anybody make any guesses in the chat as to who that was? Because we do have a very special guest, and I don't see anybody who actually knows who it is. But let's get this very special guest into the stream. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the Bury AFC manager, Andy Welsh. How is it going, Andy?
Very well, thank you.
That is awesome, as we just sort of threw you back in there. Bit of a scuffed setup today. We are trying sort of like learning a few things of how to run things with the show. But we've got a few questions for you from the media team. And we just wanted to try and get to know you a little bit. So this little segment is sort of the club staff, you know, so like Andy or someone from the actual football side of things, as opposed to like the board and things like that. But we're delighted to be joined by Andy. So let's just get straight into it. How do you feel about lockdown and the whole of league play?
Well, I mean, it's not great. Obviously, from our part, I feel, you know, it's been very, very stop-start since the start of the season. And, you know, to be fair, credit to yourself and everyone at the football club. I mean, you know, I've just been watching the last 10, 15 minutes of this, and I think, you know, what a great initiative and great idea to do stuff like this. But, you know, in an ideal world, we want to be preparing for a game on Saturday. I mean, it's very, very tough for us because we're not even able to train the players. So we've had to put in a kind of training program that they're going to have to do themselves, which, you know, they have been doing really well. But again, you know, you can do all the running in the world. It's football fitness that you need, and that's the most frustrating thing. But it's the same for everybody at the level we're at. So we're just trying to get to the stage now where we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully old Boris will get us out.
Absolutely. It's been a very difficult period. Obviously, you know, Bury AFC fans, we've already waited for so long since, you know, the demise of obviously Bury FC and then what happened there. So we have already waited so long. So it is really really difficult. But it's great to get your views on lockdown and you know, league play and things like that. But moving on, this week, obviously, you know, Adam McWilliam, our player of the week, he was our first ever signing. So what made you make that decision to bring him into the squad?
Well, obviously, I know, you know, he's on our A license together, and to be fair, when you're on coaching courses, you have to get involved and you have to train. And I mean, we had some fantastic players on that course, most notably the captain of Celtic, Scott Brown, you know, and a few other professional players as well. But Adam really stood out just with his ability and things like that, and, you know, kind of kept in touch. And then I saw he moved to Manchester, and, you know, both kind of reached out to each other, and even from day one in training, he did very, very well. Worked very, very hard, and to be fair to him, you know, I think everybody was absolutely gutted for him when he got his injury, because he'd worked so hard in the short period, and then obviously to come out against Walsall with that injury, it was disappointing for him, but also, you know, disappointing for me, because he's certainly a player that we're looking forward to working with.
Okay, so you were just talking about like working with him in the future. So, are you looking forward to getting Adam back into the team, and where do you see him fitting into that team based on the formation and tactics that you use?
I think first and foremost, we're in terms of formations, we're always going to try and put a team out to win a game, and with Adam, he knows just as well as we do. We have to kind of get him back on a mini pre-season, get some football minutes into his legs, and take it from there. Because the players currently who've been playing, I've been very, very pleased with them. We've picked up results. We've scored goals. We've conceded goals again, but it's only natural, probably from where the position we're currently in and where we started from. But I mean, Adam is somebody that he will score goals. He'll create goals as well. So certainly, what's appealing to me and every player that I bring to the football club is that they can play a number of positions. So Adam can play anywhere in the top line, and he could also drop back and play in the midfield as well. But like I always say, when you win games, when you're picking points up, if you're a player, you're keeping your shirt, and certainly in your top line, if you're creating goals and scoring goals, it'll be very hard to get a hold of that shirt.
That makes sense. We do have, a fair few players, to be fair. So it's definitely high competition. But
yeah,
right, just between us and the world, what is one thing about Adam that we shouldn't know, but you know, and you're gonna share with us?
What about Adam?
Yeah.
He loves his hair, but I think you already know that.
We do. This is one thing. The first thing I said to him when he joined the Discord was, how is that hair so perfect all the time? Yeah. But then you could ask the same question to you, sir. Your hair's always perfect.
No, it's not. Especially not now. I had a bit of a beard trim before the lockdown, but now that's growing back, and got a bit of the lockdown beard going on now. So, I probably won't shave this until we're out of it, because certainly we're missing football, and we don't want to be shaving beards and that. We want to be playing football.
That makes sense. I've just got one quick question from the chat. Would with the results from the team, do you think there's a huge chance at getting the title this season?
Well, certainly, what we're aiming for is we want to be, the top of the table. I think the hardest thing is you need momentum. So, any team that I've been successful in, momentum is a key, and that's where games coming thick and fast. And, we have to have a squad that's capable of, coping with games coming thick and fast. Because I think certainly, well, fingers crossed, the turn of the year, you're talking 4 or 5 months to fit potentially 31 games in. So every player is going to matter, and for us, we want to be fighting at the top of the table. So if you look at where we are now, we've played 5 games. I think we're potentially top scorers in the division. In terms of conceding goals, it's not been great on that side of it, but it's certainly something we've been working hard on before lockdown, and we will get there because we've had to bring in a couple new faces, and as we go along, we're always looking to strengthen. But you need that rhythm. You need to get in that rhythm, and you need to make sure that as a group that your togetherness starts to shine through, which I've seen a lot of that already.
Yeah, and just to allude to your point, I can confirm that Bury AFC are the top goal scorers in the division with 16 goals scored. We currently sit second in the table, just behind Lower Breck, who are on 12 points, and we're on 10 points. But as always, it has been absolutely amazing to talk to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us.
No worries.
Do you have one message for all the fans out there?
No, well, obviously it's always difficult in these times, but they've been absolutely amazing for the first 5 games. It's not just the home game. I mean, the game away at Garstang, was incredible to think that it was such a hard place to get to on a Wednesday evening, but everyone made an effort and we took over that place, even with you know, it's probably not seen that type of fan engagement for such a long time. So I'm just gutted really that at the minute you can't all get into the stadiums, but I know once you get in there, I think the place is going to be bouncing, and we're so excited to play in front of big crowds. And I think one thing that you'll see from the team throughout the season is that, you know, we'll have a never say die attitude, and usually a huge part of that. And like I've said from day one, you know, it may be a bit cliche, but you will be the 12th man, and get banging that drum because it gets the atmosphere up there.
Yeah. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for your time. And we will be right back. We are just going to go to a quick break while we just swap over the guests, so don't go anywhere. So, just a heads up for everybody in the chat, we are a little bit behind, but do not forget to get your questions in. You can get them in the Twitch chat, in the Up the Shakers forum, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever you are, and wherever you are watching, wherever you're hanging out with us. Don't forget to get your questions in, because we will be doing a bit of a Q&A towards the latter stages of the show. So we are back. Do you know what, though? We're not just going to give you one special guest. We are going to bring in someone who really belongs in an old folks' home at this point, but it is one of them where he's appalled at this. But, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Shaken Up Show, the chairman of Bury AFC, Chris Murray.
Mikey, you'll be being sacked soon for those comments. Old, that's not fair. How are you?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
Yeah. Better can just call me old, but yeah.
But let's just jump straight into it. So who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Tell me all about your life in 2 minutes.
Okay. The next 2 minutes. All right. Okay. Chris Murray, chairman, Bury AFC, 34 years old, 2 kids, Zachary and Ben, 6 and 3, as you'll all seen on the documentary. Run my own social media marketing, advertising and branding agency, currently in the office at the moment, working away. And yeah, from Bury, massive cricket player, used to enjoy having a good drink, been sober for 3 years, and now chairman of this wonderful football club.
Absolutely love that. That was less than 2 minutes. I appreciate it. Not like Adam. No big deal. Likes to waffle on with himself. But how... Let's look at your history a little bit. So, how did you get into like social media and social media marketing? And how phenomenal is it that you are able to do what you can do now?
So, I used to do debt collection. I used to sit in a call centre and be very angry on a phone to people who didn't pay the bills. And in January 2013, basically, apologies to anybody who suddenly started crying, my son Ryan passed away at birth, and I developed depression, and I needed to get out of being involved in something that was really pushing my buttons and making me feel anxious and worried and stressed and everything. So I was walking on a cricket pitch one day and I thought, right, how do they go about putting the advertising boards and banners up? What's the concept behind that? So as a bit of a hobby, I created my own advertising company where basically I would try and get sponsors for cricket clubs. And off the back of that, somebody said to me, well, you're quite active on social media, why don't you get involved in doing that and start to do the social media for these sports clubs? And I just thought, actually, you know what, I'll take it whole hog and I'll create my own agency. So yeah, been working for myself for the last 2.5 years. Gone from having a couple of clients to now having 35 social media accounts that I manage myself, and do everything from social media marketing, normal marketing strategy, sports advertising, and also graphic design and branding. So yeah, it's quality.
So basically, to anybody in the chat, you know, hashtag ad and all that. If you want any social media managing or social media marketing, don't go to Chris, come to me, like, hello. No, but seriously, hit up Phenomenal Group on Twitter. But talking about you just, you know, as a football fan, how did you end up being a football fan? You know, what are your highlights as a football fan? And do you have any funny, like, away day stories or anecdotes that you can share with us?
Yeah, so don't look at me like that, Adam. I can see you in the corner laughing. So when I was a kid, my uncle was a steward at Man United. He used to take me to United. I used to get in for free. When I got to be in the age of about 12, 13, I was like, I don't really enjoy this. Wanted to be with my mates, and one of my neighbours said, "Oh, it's a £1 a kid at gig. Come down, have a watch." Got massively into it. Started going more regularly, and then in 2003, I helped co-create the fans team for Bury FC. Where we travel all over the country, play home and away against whoever Bury were playing that day. Did that, and then a few years later, when I started to have kids, started to filter out a little bit from going to every game or going home and away. Would sort of pick my games that I went to. Then I had a few issues when I did some freelance work at Bury FC that meant that I didn't want to spend my money paying when I wasn't being paid for the work that I'd done. So totally lost my love for it. And then in the last season of obviously Bury FC, I managed to take Zachary to a couple of games, and obviously he was on 4 or 5, and he managed to last 90 minutes in a game on a Saturday night, and he loved every minute of it. And it was against Lincoln, drew 3-3 live on Sky, well past his bedtime, and we walked out the ground, and there were Lincoln fans and Bury fans fighting outside the ground, and obviously he got scared as a kid, and basically picked him up, threw him over my shoulder, and just walked through all this fighting just to make sure going back to the car. First thing he said was, "Don't tell your mum that there's been any fighting, or she'll never be allowed again." Put him on FaceTime. He went, "Mummy, guess what I saw? I saw fighting at football." Brilliant. And then obviously everything happened with the club, and he started asking me questions about why we weren't going and what was going on. It's hard to explain to your kids why obviously they can't go and watch football. Funny stories from going watching Bury. We got promoted to Chesterfield. Me and my mates went to Chesterfield the night before, and we got very drunk with Callum Best. We randomly walked into him in a club, and ended up basically drinking his money that he was making from opening this club up one night. We didn't spend a penny. And other one that there'll be a few people that know, I turned up to Bradford City away many years ago, wearing a grass skirt and a bikini for the game, because of the fact that I'd lost the bet. I'm sorry,
I'm going to have to cut you off there. Excuse me? And how can we see this? This has to be a video. If not, can we make it happen again? Because, like, this is something that the world just needs to see.
It was one of those things where I lost the bet, used to get very drunk, and ended up in the back at the back of the stand, right at the very top, with grass skirt on and a bikini top, and we won. We hadn't won many games that season, and one of the directors of the club said, "You've got to wear that now until you've got to wear that now until we lose a game." It was the middle of winter.
I fully respect it. I respect the dedication.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
And I hope Ian and Adam and everybody else on the board are taking hints from that moment, because this is how memories are made, y'all. Make it happen, please and thanks. But yeah, so definitely an interesting career for you so far. So let's just go straight on to Bury AFC. You are the chairman of the board, right? Why Bury AFC? Why did you get involved? What have you done? What are your highlights so far, and how do you see it going in the future?
So I got on board with it because I want, if the club wasn't obviously saved and there was no football played for this season for Bury, I wanted to do something that was able to basically for my kids to grow up and watch. That was the long and short of it. Was I wanted to create something for a future generation, and also it was one of those things where I wouldn't have been able to sit comfortably knowing I hadn't at least tried to get involved and to try and shape the future of what we were doing. Didn't expect to be chairman or anything like that. It was a case of I turned up at a meeting and said, I'm here to help with your social media, I'm here to help with your marketing, anything to do with that, I'm here to help with. And basically got asked if I'd like to chair the group for obviously the period in running up to the club getting its application into the league and then being accepted. And then once the Shakers Community Board had been created and elected, they obviously asked me to stay on as chairman. So highlights from it though, obviously interviewing four managers. I think we found the right one with Andy. Love the conversations that me and him have very regularly about what we're doing, where we want to go, players he wants to bring in, what he thinks we can do on the pitch and off the pitch. And that's been a highlight, as well as that first game against Steaton. I was an absolute nervous wreck going into the last 5 minutes of it. I was stood with the league as they were telling me how well we'd done for COVID, losing 2-1, obviously just level with the 6-yard line, just literally willing the ball into the net. And then when Greavesy popped up last minute to stick it in, I just sunk to my knees. There was so much emotion coming out of me after everything that had gone on that week. It was so stressful.
Oh, I get that. That is amazing, because obviously it's been one hell of a journey for, well, not only yourself, but everybody on the board, everybody involved in the club, everybody, every single fan that's now sort of, an owner of this club, and getting involved. And it's been, what a journey it has been, to be fair. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are just going to... not going to go to intermission. Don't have time for that. Let's get straight to it. But let's bring our player of the week, Adam McWilliam, back into the mix. So we've got... Never mind. I've clicked the wrong thing. Don't mind me. Let's just do that again. Let's get Adam McWilliam back into the mix. How's it going, Adam? How are you feeling now?
Yeah, good. Always good listening to Chris talk. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to be there. But Adam McWilliam and Chris Murray are both joining us now. So let's just talk about the North West County Football League. I will not display my personal views on the lack of banter. But from you guys, we'll start with Adam. Adam, who's the best team that you think we've faced so far?
Obviously, if I'm being honest, I think Steaton, I think it's a difficult one. I think when you look at teams that we've played, they've all had positive negatives, but I think that the way that they defend in terms of the goalkeeping performance, the way they defended, you can look at it as a team performance. I think, when you look at the stats, we battered them possession-wise, shots-wise, corners-wise. That's one thing I've been doing while being injured. I've been just trying to keep a few stats, things like that. And what's one of the biggest things I noticed about that game. But at the end of the day, football's about keeping the ball at your goal and putting it in the other teams. And I think that they were one of the toughest. We obviously got beat against Prestwich Chase, but in terms of the way they defended was brilliant. And then they scored two And if it wasn't for a two pieces of absolute quality, whether it's Scotty from the delivery, and Greavesy popping up, or the brilliance to win the penalty and Greavesy obviously scoring again. But yeah, no, they were tough.
Yeah, definitely a tough opposition. You know, we all saw how insane the defending was from that side. Chris, what is your opinion on this one, sir?
Well, as to who our toughest opponents have been, I thought that obviously Prestwich A's obviously the toughest because they beat us. But I was quite impressed with the way that Steaton played, in all honesty. Just the way that they worked very hard for each other to try and grind out a result. And different day, you know, did it come away winning 2-1. But yeah, I think they were a good test for us at the start with everything, because the team was still getting to know each other and, you know, understanding what's going on. We will play against some teams that will just set up to make sure we can't get anything out of it. It's been one of those things where it's always been good to watch, though. The games that we've played, we've always looked like we were going to be on the front foot. You know, we want to play to get the ball forward and try and score goals, which is great. And we are going to come up against sides that are well drilled and want to defend against us rather than play actual attacking football against us to leave themselves open. So yeah, we need to come to expect it.
Okay, so just really quickly, right? You have to make a fantasy five-a-side team for the North West County Football League, including yourself, which means, unfortunately for Chris, you're not getting anywhere. But you need to pick 5 players for the North West County Football League, a fantasy five-a-side team. Who are you picking? Start with Adam.
I don't know the league. I've just moved down from Scotland to then Southampton to here, so I'm just gonna go us. I'm just gonna go 5-a-side our team. Obviously heading goals. We've got to have a goalie. Although Jimmer pushed him hard. I think Jimmer, it's tough for Jim to not get in there in a goalie position. But I'm gonna go Ed. I'm gonna go a diamond and then one striker. Defence. I'm gonna go. Oh, such a tough one. I'm gonna go Jimmer. I'm gonna go Jimmer at the back. I'm then gonna go Scotty. Then the left. One of the best players I've ever played with. He's an absolute joke. He's so good. I'm gonna go Scotty. Right hand side. Oh, I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go, because I've got a full back. I'm gonna go a winger. I'm gonna go Dwyer, Aaron. I'm gonna go Az on the right. Me in the middle, only because I have to be in there. And then Greavesy up top.
Right, we can't. Can we ever have a fantasy team without Greaves in it?
That's 5. Goalie,
including your keeper.
Keeper doesn't count.
Think about it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, Jimmer's going to go super. He's already shown he can go in goals. Sorry, Ed. Ed's been good.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Adam McWilliam is benching Ed.
Yeah, but the thing is, I might have killed myself there because Ed's also a barber. So I've asked him to help me out a couple of times, and if I rock up with a boulder, if I rock up with Chris Murray, then you'll know.
Nobody wants a cut by him. Go on then, Chris. What is your team?
We're doing just us, or can I go off the
anyone you want?
We've played against that Golka keeper the other week. The one who had his game of his life will be your keeper. Jimmy Moore for me, centre half. And then we played against Nostell, and they had obviously a different side at North West Counties. Their number 7, I think it was, who ran through everybody to score in a draw. He was good. Scotty, obviously, would have to be in there, and then Greavesy as well. So do same formation as yourself, lads.
Not without me, obviously.
Yeah, without you. Yeah, technically, I've not seen you play, have I?
Oh yeah, true.
The drama is unfolding before our very eyes, guys. Just saying. This is a very AFC feud on our hands. Adam McWilliam versus Chris Murray. We need it to happen. I have full faith in Adam because Chris just fails at everything, doesn't he, really? But we have... You get used to me believing people.
Wow!
But, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fun segment now. We've only got 2 more segments, so don't go anywhere. But we are going to have an insane quiz for us, right? And it is going to be a very interesting quiz. So, without further ado, I can't move my soundboard. My soundboard's in the way, y'all. Let's get this quiz underway. Okay, we got it to work eventually. The timing of that theme was just everything. So, first of all, can we just get a shout out to Johnny? Johnny for basically saving me again with the running order and with the soundboard. Definitely appreciated. But you guys you've both got a pad and paper, I'm sure. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a pad and paper. The Lord. So, I'm going to ask you 10 questions. I want you both to write down the answer on a piece of paper. When I go, I will ask one by one, and we will ask you to show us your answer. And then stream, you will hear a few sound effects, and we will see how it goes. But let's get this quiz underway. I'm such a fan of this theme, by the way. This is my new ringtone. Boom! I'm in love with the theme. I'm sorry. Just loving it. Right. Question 1. Oh, I'm a quizmaster now. That's going on my resume. Question 1. Which team has scored the most goals in our league this season? Oh, well. You guys are welcome for the answer.
How many questions are there?
10.
Oh, I didn't leave enough for it. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Chris has it wrong. Chris is just like, nope, got this in the bag. The calmness of that man. Oh, can't cope. All right, Adam, what's your answer?
Bury AFC.
And Chris, your answer?
Same. Very AFC. Written on gas tank paper.
Did you hear the
paper
ding?
picked up? Yeah, gas tank. It was something from gas tank that they sent us.
You are just a wrong'un. Okay, so the score, 1-1, as it stands. Question 2. What was the score in our biggest home win to date? You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Side note, I am so digging the countdown as well. Oh, you're both done as I'm just sat here enjoying my countdown. Like, get this countdown. Okay, Adam.
6-2. Toss.
I need to know the opponent.
You said what was the scoreline?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, okay, you get a bonus point if you can give me the opponent.
Struggling out.
Who was that?
Let's run a countdown.
Do you want the answer?
Oh. Yeah, go on, Chris. Save me.
Yeah, so it was 6-2. It was AFC Darwin.
Darwin. Yeah, I wouldn't got that, to be fair. I wouldn't got that.
I agree with that sound effect of the boo of Chris getting that question right. So Chris is in the lead 3-2.
Savage. I'm enjoying it 'cause it's not me, but that's savage.
Chris is in the lead 3-2. Question 3. Which Bury AFC player currently has the most yellow cards?
Hold on, does that include rescinded ones or?
No. Adam?
I'm sorry, but I've gone with my boy Scotty. Scotty Metcalf.
You would
Skipper.
be incorrect in that scenario. Chris?
What's that? Oh, what's your
Jimmy
favourite?
Moore.
Sorry, who?
Jimmy Moore.
Jimmy Moore. You would also be incorrect in your assessment as the fans applaud it. It's like they're rooting against Chris at this point. The correct answer was Chris Holt with 3 yellow cards.
I'm gonna guess Holly.
Look on it, Chris.
How can you... Wow, that's so mean. Chris is gonna be fuming when we tweet him and be like, they forgot you. Question number 4, and Chris is still in the lead, 3-2. Who is the second highest goal scorer for Bury AFC? Adam, what's your answer, sir?
Chippy in Chippendale.
And Chris, what's your answer?
Same, Chippy.
Okay, so we're gonna get a ding because that's the correct answer, a boo mixed with applause because they're happy and sad all at the same time. That's emotions right there, y'all. Thank you for the applause, guys. Much appreciated. So the correct answer was Aidan Chippendale with 2 goals. Question number 5. How many teams can gain promotion from our league this year? Just Chris's face. The question
No pressure, Ali.
is how many teams can gain promotion from our league this year? Adam McWilliam, what have you got to say, sir?
5?
That is the wrong answer, and the fans are furious. Chris?
4.
That is the correct answer, and the fans are furious. Question number 6. Who currently sits in 4th place in the North West County Football League Division 1 North?
Too early to look at tables. Focus on game by game. We don't look at the table yet.
There are no tables involved in this drama. Adam?
Go. I'm gonna go for
And we need you to hurry up and go for someone.
Garstein.
That
Garstein.
is the wrong answer, and the fans are not happy.
What did
Chris?
you say?
Oh no, if you weren't listening, that's up to you.
That is a very valid point.
Alright, so-
I cannot repeat or disclose,
I need as much help as I can get.
Right,
Not that I'm biased. Is it? Okay. Nope, you are wrong. And the fans are so happy about it. Oh, what a surprise. Ashton Town currently sits in 4th place in our league.
I'm gonna take a note of that.
Question number 7. What was the score in our biggest away win to date? Adam McWilliam, the floor is yours.
5-1.
And who was that against?
That was against Garstein.
Chris Murray, what have you got wrote down?
Confident.
5-1 away at the piece of paper here, gas tank.
You're both correct. How boring.
Come on. You get a bonus point for knowing who scored the goals. Who scored 5 goals?
You do, but what was the score? I've lost track of the score at this point.
5-1. Scotty Metcalf got the first one. Didn't stop talking about it the whole drive home.
All right,
That's a
Adam,
trek up
you
to
don't get
Garstein.
bonus points for the players.
Liam. Oh wow. Oh wait, I was going to start that.
Should we give bonus points? Do you know what? Let's do it. If Liam can name them all, he gets a point for every goal scorer that he names. Chris is fuming.
Wait a minute.
Chris has no voice. Chris has been muted. Unfortunate times. Adam, the floor is yours.
Right, I'll tell you what, we'll go 1 bonus point because I think it's worth a bonus point. Scotty got the first. Liam McDevitt with a dubious second. I'll give it Liam. He deserved it for his performance. And a Greavesy hat trick from the penalty spot.
That is bang on. Bonus point for Mr. Adam McWilliam. And the fans are amused. Chris is not happy, y'all. Chris is not happy.
Sacked in the morning, you son.
Thanks. I'm pretty sure that actually puts us level on the scores, does it not? 7-7? No?
No.
No? What's the score?
Ben's
Someone fill
keeping
me
up
in.
to date. He says 6-4. Or 6-5 even.
Where are
That
you seeing
stupid
this?
Bonus point you've just given.
Someone fill me in on the score, please, because, like, you know...
6-5. 6-5, Chris.
Right, okay, time to find some more bonus points. Okay, question number 8. Who are the only team in our league not to have scored a goal yet this season? I'm sorry, but can we just turn Chris's face right there into a meme and make it a global phenomenon? I will be happy. Adam, what's your answer, sir?
No, I mean, no offense by this. It's just because of my lack of knowledge on team names. So this is, I don't want to, but I'm going to go Daisy Hill.
Chris, what's your answer?
I have no answer. I've not looked.
You are both incorrect.
Yeah.
The correct answer was Atherton LC.
Elan.
Question number 9. Adam, I'm going to need you to not let me down here. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I got this.
Question number 9. Who are we scheduled to play at home on Boxing Day?
Atherton?
Can you repeat your answer?
I'm going to go Atherton.
Our survey says correct. Chris?
Is it Chadderton?
Oh, I hate you. That is the correct answer.
Hey, well done, Chris.
Right,
Chadderton.
you're not supposed to be nice about this. This is high tension, high drama quiz action on the Shaken Up Show on Berry AFC. There is no
league question. League quiz. I thought it was just a generic quiz. I've been doing like looking at globes and maps all day trying to get my geography up. I'm looking at the news. I've been watching the news since 5.
Question number 10. And there's one more bonus question after this. Which player scored our very first Northwest County Football League goal? Adam McWilliam.
Mr. By the way, he's an absolute gentleman. This guy, great guy, Tony Whitehead.
Chris?
What a strike as well.
Yeah, Tony Whitehead, goal of the month, and also we now have a cup in his honour.
Hashtag add y'all.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, the Thunder Bastard Cup.
Yeah.
So feel free to get it bought.
That is a ding. We have one more question worth 5 points. Who'd have guessed that this could throw it all out there? Bonus question, y'all, right? How many goals have been scored in our league so far? The closest to the number wins.
Closest? How many games have been played?
I don't know.
What, 5 games? 5 games each.
Well, no, we've not got 5 games
many
each.
teams?
Some teams have played more, some teams have played less.
Roughly. How many teams?
Like 20. Chris is there with his marketing brain on trying to count them. Let's do a countdown again because they're not ready. Please write down your answers. Adam McWilliam.
Oh, I'm going to go 209.
Chris Murray.
That's a lot of goals in it.
112.
You'll never believe it! Adam was closest. The correct answer, 189. Adam McWilliam is the winner. Oh, what?
Nothing like a stitch up, is there, Mikey?
A stitch
No,
up? I don't. We did not stop the count. I'm sorry. There is no evidence of fraud going on here, ladies and gentlemen. But Adam McWilliam is the winner of the quiz. Absolutely insane scenes. And that comes the end of the quiz. I still dig this theme. Chris Murray's quitting in the morning.
Very strong calls.
Well, Chris, thank you for being a sport. Adam, thank you for wiping the floor with Chris Murray. And now we are going. We are going to do.
This guy's in charge of my contract. You do realise this?
You cannot sue me if Chris is in charge of your contract. I will sue Chris. I will file a trademark. It's fine. We will be fine.
Ooh, let's not talk about trademarks. Mikey.
But we have got some fan questions coming in. Shout out to Johnny for collecting them, for everyone for collecting them. So, Adam, from AMC68, are you back to match fitness following your injury?
Yep, 100%. I was feeling really good, and then if I'm being honest, and that's one of the positive things we say about the Gaffer's training and film, that is it's game like. So when you can join a full session with the boys, then you're pretty much match fit. Been at a couple of clubs that you join in training, and then you go into a game and it's completely different because the tempo is different. But no, I'm feeling really good. The 4 weeks off is obviously a bit of a killer, but on the other hand, it gives me another 4 weeks to completely get the ankle healed up and give it a little bit of extra strength. But no, as of the lockdown, I'm good to go. But I think, as the Gaffer mentioned, the boys have been unbelievable since the start of the season. So I'm gonna have to really, really work hard to get back in the team, and I'm more than aware of that. And we've got, as I say, we've got a massive squad. And we're gonna have so many games. So no, it's just a case of waiting for the chance to come on and hopefully do my best.
Okay, Chris, do you have anything to say on Adam's return to football?
I think everybody is looking forward to him actually playing a game, because we obviously didn't see much of him during pre-season. But I know you're excited to see him play some football, Mikey.
Absolutely!
As can be seen by that quiz.
That quiz was totally fair.
I've seen some of the goals he scored last year and how he played last year and everything. It's something that the fans will hopefully enjoy.
Okay. And, this is a question for both of you from Sam, BFC fan. How much did you know about Bury FC prior to signing for AFC? Let's go to Adam for the start.
Before signing, it was being honest, not a lot. Obviously, you hear it. You hear obviously I was living in Southampton and everything was going on. But the moment that Andy, or the opportunity kind of came up, I felt that it was a responsibility to do all my research on it and find out exactly what it means. And I was blown away. There's 4 or 5 brilliant videos on YouTube. Some of them 45 minutes long, and I think the club and the Gaffer and Phil have made all of us, not me, but we've asked all of us to watch them to show exactly what it means to the fans and to the community as a whole. And that's one of the reasons why I do try and give back to a little bit to the community, and whether it's helping out with some of the boys and girls club sessions. I'm going to be doing a bit more of that when we get back and things like that. So I didn't start off with a great deal of knowledge when I first moved to Manchester, but no, it was as soon as the opportunity came up, I think that it was a bit of my responsibility to, because it's not just a football club, it's not just somewhere to play, it's a lot more than that.
And the same question for you, Chris.
Well, obviously I was a Bury fan, so it's one of those things where it obviously made the news, quite a lot of everything that was going on. I was doing some work previously helping the Supporters Trust with the marketing and trying to help them with regards to getting Bury Football Club sold before I got involved in doing this with AFC. And it's one of the things that, when we met with Andy and then when players were turning up to have the photos and the videos done, was just sort of trying to take the time to explain to them that, you know, it's a project that we've all started on, that we take a lot of pride in, and that they understand that the fans that they're playing in front of have been hurt for 18 months, and that they need to obviously understand that a lot of people have been grieving with the way the football club have been treated, and the way we as fans have been treated, and how, you know, that all we ask is that they give 100% and wear the shirt with pride every week. So yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, I don't want us to be compared to what the club was previously. I want us to create our own future and basically do something that we can all be proud of in like 15, 20 years time, etc.
Okay, shooting straight back to you, Adam. Do you have a boyhood club that you still support to this day?
I've always got a soft spot for Montrose Football Club. Obviously, growing up being a Brecon Boys Club player, a few of my coaches won't be too happy with that, but Montrose really gave me my first kind of opportunity within coaching, and Peter Davidson in particular, who was my boss there and really looked after me. So I always look back at the results, regardless, and always see how they're getting on. But on the flip side, I've also got AFC Taunton down in Southampton, who looked after me a lot, same way that Bury and the players have here, where I moved down and didn't know anyone, like literally no one. I didn't move down with family, I didn't move down with friends. I moved down to a new city, a new place, and didn't know anyone. So they really looked after me from a social side, and just like the boys at Bury have done here. But yeah, no, Montrose is a definite, but also AFC Taunton.
Okay, Chris, I'm gonna presume it's gonna be Bury.
Yeah, I can't answer that one really, can I?
Yeah, absolutely. What a surprise. But great to see. Again, you know, this question is from our friends over at Bury Brazil. Bury Brazil have been incredible supporters of us, so please drop them a follow on Twitter. I've just posted their link in the chat. If you're not already, show them some love. Adam, question for you. Do you like to play video games, and how is the best game for you?
Firstly, on Bury Brazil, I will get back to you on that interview. We'll date that sorted, don't you worry. I need them to teach me a little bit of Portuguese, so we'll get on that soon. In terms of video games, not really, if I'm being honest. Training at night, coaching at night, things like that. But if I am going to play, it's FIFA. I'm a big FIFA guy. I'm horrendous at it. So I don't want no fans coming up going, "Oh, I'll play you." You don't want to play me; it'll be a waste of your time. But because I am awful. But no, FIFA's my game.
Okay, now this is a question for me. But what about Rocket League?
I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm gonna say no.
He just said no. That's fine. We can overlook it. We'll deal with that later. Jake Harkin on Insta asking, how far do you both think that Bury AFC can go?
I'll let Chris go first on that one.
So I've always said with this is that the way I look at it is taking it, sounds a bit cliche, but like each game as it comes, because of some of the challenges we've had put up in front of us so far, obviously with COVID and everything like that. To me, I think with the model that we have of a football club in the terms of it being fan-owned and trying to be sustainable and everything like that, I think we have the premise for a good structure and a good fan base for being able to try and make that push on through the leagues, like the way that you saw that FC United used to, the way that Chester did, teams like that. And then who knows, one day, might come to a point where we get bought by two famous actors like Wrexham did yesterday at some point down the line. But yeah, I think we can just focus on this season and then gradually grow and just try and look to grow ourselves in the community so we can build a bigger fan base.
Okay, Adam.
No, this is a massive cliche, but it's my favourite saying of all time is don't tell me the sky's the limit when there's footprints on the moon. And it is a massive cliche, but we're setting ourselves and saying the sky's the limit, but could potentially be beyond that. And But as Chris said, I was joking about when we were doing the quiz, and I was using it as an excuse for not knowing any of the answers. But we're not looking at the league table yet, in the sense we're taking it game by game. We're just wanting to win as many games as we can. But of course, it's for myself and for a lot of the boys, we're in it for the long game. Good days and bad days all thrown in, and it's exciting to see where it goes. And yeah, it's at the moment it's just about winning games on Saturdays and probably Tuesdays and Thursdays when we get back. But yeah, as Chris said, it's just working hard and taking every day that comes, and just enjoying. I think one of the biggest things is also enjoying the journey. I think one of the biggest things that we're guilty of, and I'm definitely guilty of within my own personal life, is wanting to achieve goals and wanting to almost tick boxes. And then it's not until you look back and you realise, actually, look at what we've done and the moments that we've had, and rather than think about the end of the season, enjoy the 90-minute winners that we've got now. Enjoy the fact that when the fans come in, we're able to see them. You know what I mean? Just enjoy the journey.
Okay, so we have two last questions. So thank you guys for your submissions across all social platforms, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Up the Shakers, wherever you guys are. Thank you guys for all the questions. We've got two more questions, the last two that have just been put in the Twitch chat. Fire Darkness is asking, is there a plan to buy Gig Lane or build a new stadium as we progress on up the leagues? That one is for Mr. Chris Murray.
With that, I know that that's well above me, because there's a board that sits above the football board, and their aim, as part of our ethos and values, is to obviously look to acquire Gig Lane by 2023. I think they've got it set as. But if, depending on what situation it's in, by the time it comes about, obviously do we look at if we can find somewhere more suitable in Bury to create something new, depending upon where obviously we're at. So it's one of those things where, we need to look at it and see if it's affordable, if it's something that we can do based on obviously how many people are coming through the gates, etc., because we don't want to be straddled with any debt or anything like that. But yeah, it would be our hope and ambition to get back there as fans as quickly as possible.
Okay, absolutely incredible. A lot of people have a lot of memories there, so it's good to see that in the club's future. And one last question for you both from Erice Edwards, who says, how does it feel before a match kicks off?
Ads, I'll let you go first.
Obviously, league-wise, it's been a little bit different for myself, being injured. So the day starts really early, with obviously meeting Scotty and then going down early and doing running. But so that feeling where I go back in the changing room and you see the boys and you see the Gaffer's team talk, and you see, and one of the biggest things for me is the difference now being injured. I'm able to speak to the fans before the games because I'm in the crowd, I'm in the stand, or I'm in the dugout, and so it's very, very different with pre-games now to when I was a player. I'm looking forward to getting back, having that atmosphere of walking out in the tunnel with the fans, with the amazing flags that we've got, that the club have managed to get, and put a lot of time and effort into getting them, and walking out is going to be unbelievable, and it's something that I can't wait to do. But again, it's not just about thinking about that. I've also got to enjoy the time that I've spent in the stands and speaking to the crowd and the fans, and yeah, pre-game's been good, but I'm looking forward to getting back properly.
Okay, and really quickly for you, Adam, because, people have questions. Would you ever like to become a manager? Because obviously you're studying for a coaching qualification, so is that a possibility for you in the future?
It's one of them. I love the coaching side at the moment, and I think coaching and managing are so different. I think that managing is completely different, and for me, coaching at the moment is I'm in love working with younger players in particular, and seeing the difference that they can make every single day, and it's about improving them and developing them. Whereas management's potentially more setting out a plan, a strategy to win a specific game rather than a long-term development plan for an individual and a young player. So they are very different. Also, I'm never going to say no. I think that when I do retire, and hopefully not for a while yet, but when I do retire and It might be something that's open to, and if opportunities came up, then maybe, but it's not something I'm thinking about at the moment. I'm just loving my coaching, whether it's younger kids or slightly older ones, and still playing.
That is a pretty amazing answer. And if you guys follow Berry AFC on Twitter, you will have seen a great photo of Adam being drowned in an AFC even while he's injured, still playing with the younger ones on the field and spending that time for them. It's amazing to see. And one last question for you. Well, I'm going to give it to you both. What was the best game you've ever seen in your life?
Go on, Chris.
Probably, apart from the Steaton game, the Bury game away at Chesterfield, 3-2 when Lowy scored to get us promoted. Absolute limbs and unbelievable scenes. Adam?
For me, it wasn't actually a game I was at. It was a game I was around at a friend's house, and we were all just together watching it because we couldn't get tickets. But Scotland against France, James McFadden drags it down. One of the best goals I've ever seen. I remember watching it. I was really young at the time, watching it on the TV. 1-0 against France, and that was one of the best moments I've ever watching football.
I absolutely love that, and it has been a show and a half that was originally scheduled to be like half an hour to an hour, and we see that's just gone out of the window. But to anybody in chat, greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I'm just going to close out the show here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You've been watching the Shaken Up Show, episode 1, featuring Adam McWilliam, Andy Welsh, and Chris Murray, I guess. But you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget, you can drop us a follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, our website. Everything is down below. You guys are absolutely insane. Thank you guys for the support. Honestly, we did not expect this much sort of reception for the first episode. But I've been Mikey, and this has been the Shaken Up Show with Adam McWilliam and co. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.